So, hello everyone, hello folks, and welcome to another Global Village Media conversation. I'm Charles Olorunfemi, and today's conversation is titled When Success Becomes Stress, the Hidden Cost of High Achievement. Now, for stress this month, we wanted to explore a side of stress that is often overlooked, and that is the pressure carried by certain high performing individuals. High performing individuals like entrepreneurs, purpose driven professionals, and other leaders who may appear to be calm, capable, and successful on the outside, but they are quietly carrying more than people realize beneath the surface. Now, here at Global Village Media, our job is about improving health literacy, addressing health inequalities, and promoting quality health. And part of that work is helping people to recognize what is happening before the damage becomes severe. And stress is one of those issues that can hide in plain sight, especially in people who are used to performing, producing, and holding things together. And today I'm pleased to be joined by Mousaab Khaldi. Now, Mousaab is an executive leadership coach, author, and international speaker whose work focuses on burnout recovery, leadership transformation, and sustainable high performance. Through his four interior empire framework: mindset, heart set, health set, and soul set, he helps founders and senior leaders to rebuild their energy, their clarity, and their purpose so that they can lead well without burning out the foundation beneath their success. Musab, thank you so much for joining us today.
Of course, thank you for the opportunity and also for the introduction.
It's a pleasure. Is there anything else that you might want to add to that introduction about your work before we move on?
I think that summarizes all right now, yeah.
Okay. All right, good stuff, good stuff. So, Musab, now when we talk about stress, people often imagine someone who is visibly overwhelmed,
Yeah.
someone visibly overwhelmed or someone struggling to cope. But many high achievers appear to be calm, they appear to be productive and successful on the outside. So now, why are high performing leaders, entrepreneurs, and and purpose driven professionals? Why some of them often most overlooked stress casualties?
That is an excellent question, honestly. And we can start first by defining the high performance.
Hmm.
High performance usually are trained to perform. So they have built this mask, let's say, with extraordinary external masks, productivity with results, and also with composure.
Mm,
So
mm,
this composure become the identity they wear outside
mm,
publicly.
mm, mm, mm,
So the real danger is that success itself becomes a cover story with other team members or with other companies and executives,
mhm,
as
mhm,
I have
mhm,
seen from
mhm,
my
mhm,
coaching business. And from the outside, everything looks perfect, and the business is growing, the calendar is full, and also the reputation is solid.
mm, mm, mm.
So, as a funny note, high performance doesn't look like a movie stressed person, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah.
show up, they deliver, they lead, but internally they are just quietly
Mm,
fragmented,
mhm,
we can
mhm,
say. They are just destroyed internally. And the reason for this is that societies reward this type of performance, this external performance, and they never ask.
mm,
And you will not see anyone ask about the internal motive or the internal motivation about this performance.
mm.
So suffering stays hidden until the body, or let's say relationships, or the identity itself finally breaks down.
Mm, mm. Okay, and I think that's an important starting point because, like you've said, many people still assume that if someone is functioning well, on the outside, that they must be fine on the inside. You
Yeah.
know, but as you said, success can sometimes it can hide stress rather than disprove it. So good. So we're moving on. Let's look at some of the warning signs before burnout. What are some of the early warning signs that someone who might be under unhealthy stress, even if their performance still looks strong?
That's a good question. So performing
Mm,
for high performance, it will be performing on autopilot.
mm,
So they are using mostly the subconscious mind, the subconscious
mm, mm,
beliefs,
mm,
and they
mm,
are executing tasks with technical like precision with zero emotional connection of their work.
mm,
So the warning signs, or let's say the early signs, will be emotional numbness, questioning some decisions, especially about their life, not feeling the positive
mm,
emotions like joy, happiness, and even though they will not feel pain and the bad, let's say, energies.
mm, mm,
They will see sleep problems that I have seen in all of my clients
mhm,
throughout the years, body tensions, like especially in the stomach or here in the chest, some pressure. And they develop at the end some physical fatigue. Sometimes
mm,
they cannot wake up in the morning as they used to, and they are using this phrase just being busy. So their calendar must be full, so they are just staying busy.
yeah, yeah. Mm,
And they have this unique question that I have seen over and over and over wherever the culture is, wherever the country is.
mm,
And the growing inner question is this all there it is, you know? So you have succeed, you are performing, but at the end you asking yourself, is it worth it? Like,
yeah, yeah,
is it
yeah,
all?
yeah. Mm,
And the question appearing is one of the most honest warning signals I have ever
mm.
seen. So after this question, the person just wakes up.
Mm, 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 mm. Wow. Again, that really, really helpful response, I think, there, because many people, they actually wait, don't they? They wait until there's a
Yeah.
breakdown or there's a health scare,
Mhm.
or there's a major emotional crash, one of those things, before they actually take the stress seriously. But
True.
what you've highlighted is that the importance of noticing the early signals, before things escalate out of order. So good, thanks for that, Mousaab. So moving on to talk about healthy pressure versus destructive stress. So again, there's a certain level of pressure, isn't there, that sometimes pushes people to grow, to focus, to develop, to perform. But there's also the pressure that starts to damage the person. So how do you define the difference between healthy performance pressure and destructive stress?
Okay, excellent question. I will start by, let's say, defining the healthy pressure. As you have said, if there is no pressure, there will be no growth. So
Mm,
we will start with healthy pressure, which is, let's call it directional. So it has a purpose, it has a deadline, it has a
mm,
recovery window. For
yeah,
example, when I work with clients, we have recovery windows, we have
okay.
recovery, let's say, duration, and sometimes it lasts weeks
Mm,
because it energizes the person because it connects the person to the meaning.
mm,
And whereas the destructive, let's call it stress
yeah.
instead of pressure, is a
Mm,
chronic and purposeless, like without purpose. It
mm,
has no end point. So you are just running, running, running without recovery.
yeah, yeah,
And it is the essence of it is the disconnection from
mm,
our deepest self.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So the healthy pressure lives in the mindset empire that we have in the four interior empires, which are mindset, health set, heart set, and soul set, and we can explain that
Mm,
later.
mm, mm,
So it
mm,
sharpens the focus. It it helps the soul set with the purpose,
Mm-hmm.
and the destructive stress spreads, let's say, into all of the four empires. So the energy is not focused, it spreads and it's fragmented,
Mm-hmm.
the heart set especially, and it collapses the health set because it's uh, damaging the cycle, sleep cycle, for
Yeah,
example,
yeah.
the eating habits.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think there is another part to the question, which is what is the one practical test here I use with clients
Yeah.
so we can discover this. We have a question which is really easy. The person must ask themselves, which is, am I running
Yeah.
from something or am
Mm-hmm.
I running towards something?
Wow.
So if you have a purpose to run to or to work
Yes.
to, you
Yeah.
are in the
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
direction. But
Yeah.
if you are just running from something,
Mm.
that's fear, and fear
Yes.
always produces stress.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good, good, good. Thank you for that distinction because I think it really matters because the conversation is not about being anti-ambitious, or
Yeah.
anti-performance, but it's about understanding when pressure is stretching someone in an unhealthy way and when
Mm.
it is slowly eroding their well-being underneath the surface. So good. Thanks for that contribution, Sab. So let's look at the dangers of normalizing stress. Because again, many leaders, entrepreneurs, high performance individuals, they wear stress like it's a badge of honor.
Yeah.
They say, no, oh, I'm just busy. This is what success requires, or I'll rest later on. So, what is the danger in normalizing this kind of mindsets?
I think this comes with the hustle culture that we
Mm,
had from
hustle
I think
culture.
I don't know
Mm, mm,
2007
mm,
2008,
yeah.
relating it with entrepreneurship, building a
Mm,
company, and this normalizing stress for me it's not a mindset, it's a
mm,
defense mechanism.
mm, mm,
It
mm, mm,
allows and it gives permission to high performance to avoid confronting
mm.
that current system, which is unsustainable at
Yeah,
the current
yeah.
situation.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
they will say, I'm just busy. Uh, that will be the leadership culture's version of denial.
mhm.
So they will be denying the truth. And busy, honestly, is not a status, if we can say.
Yeah,
Busy
yeah.
is often a symptom. If you
Mm.
see in yourself really busy without a purpose, that's a symptom. You
As a
should
symptom.
take care of it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
when
yeah.
stress becomes a badge of honor, it gets
Mm.
passed down to the other, let's say, other
Mm.
team or other
Mm.
executives,
Mhm,
and
mhm,
you
mhm,
will,
mhm.
and to your family, and you will
Yeah,
have perfectionism, micromanaging.
yeah,
So it's not just affecting the leader, but it's affecting the whole company. And the
yeah.
danger is not just also personal. Leaders who normalize stress build this organization on fear, and if they normalize it, that will be a disaster for the
Mm,
company
mm,
for long
mm.
term. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Good. And I think many people will resonate with this. Will resonate. I mean, with a lot of people, because being constantly busy,
Yeah.
is often celebrated, but it should be questioned rather than being celebrated all the time. So let's look at the impact of the stress on the body, on emotions, on relationships. Because the reason why I say that again is that here at Global Village Media, we're always interested in helping people to understand what is happening before
Mhm.
it gets severe. So, what should people understand about chronic stress, about how it affects body, the emotions, relationships, and even our sense of identity?
Okay, excellent question.
Mm,
To answer it, uh, I will divide this into, let's say, four parts.
mhm,
So the first one will be the body. So chronic stress keeps the
mm,
nervous system
yeah.
locked in survival mode. That is
Mm,
the conclusion for the body. If you are in survival mode, all the energy gets focused on surviving. So you will have cortisol, disrupted sleep, immune suppression. So
Mm-hmm.
people usually will be having flu or, having low immune system.
Mm-hmm.
And the body, there is a book called The Body Keeps the Score.
Mm.
So I feel it's really resonating with this topic because the
Okay.
body keeps the score even if the
Mm.
mind
Mm-hmm.
refuses to.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
part will be emotions.
Mm.
So
Mm.
emotional range narrows. So high achievers under chronic stress
Mm-hmm.
lose access to their joy, creativity, and genuine connection because they are in survival mode and
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
just want to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they live in a, let's say, in a flat emotional, like stable emotional bandwidth. So there is no joy, no high energy. The third part would be relationships. For relationships, it's a big topic, honestly, for leaders. So the people closest to this leader receive
Mm. Mm-hmm.
the person as they are. So they
Mm.
are not the person, let's say, they are not that mask that they perform with. So if you are with your spouse or with your children, they are seeing the real you.
The real you.
So mostly stress erodes intimacy,
Mm.
patience, and especially presence.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what I have seen with my clients, especially who have children. After doing the work, they all admit that they are more present with their children.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
And the last part, the fourth one, will be identity. It's also important. Perhaps the deepest cost, high performance began to define themselves
Yeah.
entirely by output.
Mm.
As we
Mm.
have said, they are just defining themselves with the external success. And when this output, this success stops, or let's say slows down, the sense of self collapses at all. So the
Yeah.
self
Yeah.
worth, the identity just
Yeah.
goes down.
Mm. 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 Mm.
And the health set level of the four interior empires, I see this clearly, honestly. The
Yeah.
body is not a separate part from the mind or a separate part of
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
leadership performance.
Mm.
Performance
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
is the foundation it runs on. So
Wow.
if you have no energy, I will I will declare you as a bankrupt emotionally.
Yeah, that's that's really deep because what you've described shows that stress can shape the whole person, isn't it? You know, chronic stress can shape the whole person from how they feel, how they think, and how they connect with others. You know, and how they see themselves. You know, in their relationships. Yeah, so good. That's thanks for that insight. So let's look at why these high achievers individuals why they ignore the internal warning signs. Because again, many high achievers, you know, they're good at solving problems, aren't they? They're good at solving external problems, but they're poor at listening to their own internal signals. Again, why do successful people sometimes become disconnected from their own body, emotions, and warning signs? And I think you've started to answer that, haven't you, from the previous question? Maybe you want to delve a little bit more into that, please.
Yeah, we can start for sure with the high achievers are
Mm,
always optimized for external problem solving.
mm,
So if you
mhm,
will
mhm.
be just going through the problem
Yeah,
solving
yeah, yeah,
uh,
yeah.
process, especially with the survival mode, they will just pushing forward and pushing
Mm,
forward. So they are moving fast,
mm,
they are acting decisively, and they are fixing things. That's why people would say from the outside that they are doing, great.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that same skill sets, like this same skill set makes them impatient.
Mm,
Anything that cannot be solved quickly,
yeah,
like
yeah.
emotional problems, for example, they
Mm,
will get impatience,
Mm-hmm.
and it will destroy their identity as a whole. So the internal signals will be body tension, emotional fatigue. We have talked about this,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the most important one is inner emptiness.
Mm.
So they are moving, for example, as one leader told me, I'm moving empty, like an empty bar.
Yeah, yeah.
So they don't have a clear action step for this
Mm-hmm.
emotional problems. So high performers ignore them
Yeah,
usually and
yeah,
go back
yeah.
to what they do best, which is just producing.
Mm,
My own
mm.
story is like the clearest example I have for
Yeah.
this question. I
Mm-hmm.
had two MBAs. I had the external credentials.
Mm-hmm.
I had the business experience, the
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurial experience, and I still at the end missed the signals
Yeah, yeah.
completely until
Wow.
my body and my life
Yeah.
forced me to stop.
Wow.
So
Mm.
the interior world is the least trained domain in the traditional leadership right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
There is a
yeah.
movement. I hope it continues
Mm.
to the better and explode,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully for the next years.
Yes.
Because no one teaches executives how to listen inward
Mm, mm,
and lead
mm.
inwardly, not outwardly. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, Musab, so you've begun to talk about your interior leadership there, and
yeah.
I want to talk about on that. But before we touch on that, please share with the listeners or the viewers how they can get in touch with you, how they can find out about the work that you're doing.
Yeah, I have a website. They can visit the website mousaabkhaldi.com, or they can visit me on LinkedIn
Okay.
or in YouTube also. But mostly I post every day about this burnout
Mhm.
situations, strategies on my website and on my LinkedIn.
All right, cool. So we'll share that again by
Yeah.
the end of the conversation, and then also I'll put it in the details anyway in the video description. So thank you, man. So let's talk about, as I said, let's talk about your interior leadership framework. So you talk your work talks about the interior side of leadership, including mindset, heart set, health set, and soul
Yeah.
set. So please, why do you believe that sustainable leadership has to begin inside of the person and not just with better, maybe better schedules or better systems or better strategies?
So for me personally, I started with the strategy, with the systems, the
Mm.
MBA, the
Hmm.
business,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then I discovered the book called The 5 a.m. Club,
Yeah. Okay.
written by Robin Sharma, and
Hmm.
he talks about these four interior empires.
Mm.
And before this, this let's say big step in my life, I was trying always to develop myself, but I was only developing my mindset, which is not
Mm.
everyone talking about. But then I discovered health set, and soul sets, and
Okay.
I started implementing this, let's say, this model and developing it personally.
Hmm.
I found out my life changed immensely, like
Mm.
really good. So I would say what traditional leadership are talking about, let's say strategy, they are talking about system, they are talking
Mm.
about schedule, and they don't they don't say that these all strategies are running on a human being. We are
Mm.
all at the end a human being. We are a body. And if that body or that human being is fragmented inside, the output will be for sure
Yeah.
fragmented.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
Yeah.
four interior empires solve this problem. So it
Mm.
works on mindset, heart set, health set,
Mm.
and soul set.
So sad.
They are not soft concepts anymore. They are the
Mm.
four load bearing walls of sustainable performance.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
the most leadership development works, as I have said, on external architecture,
Yes.
and the four interior empires built from the inside.
Hmm.
Um, you cannot build a lasting organization on an unexamined inner life.
Yeah.
Leadership
Yeah.
has to start inside the person before it can
Mm.
sustain
Mm. Hmm.
anything
Hmm.
outside.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is what I discovered from my own collapse, and not
Right.
a new strategy, not
Yeah.
a new diploma,
Hmm.
but a
Hmm.
new inner architecture, and that
Yeah.
is the what's the for interior empire stands for, and
Yeah.
what is
Yeah.
built to provide.
Wonderful, wonderful. I really, actually, I really appreciate that
Yeah,
perspective because so much leadership focuses on external tools and
yeah.
performance tactics, but not enough attention is given to the internal condition of the person leading. And as you're making it clear, no system can fully compensate for any internal depletion. All
Mhm.
right, good stuff. Thanks for that, for sharing that with us. So, still just talking about your framework. If we break that down practically, what role do mindset, emotional regulation, physical health, and purpose alignment? What role do these play in helping leaders to sustain high outputs without burning out their foundation?
Excellent question. We can start with mindset. So
Hmm.
mindset manages the narrative. It
Okay.
governs how leader intercepts with pressure,
Hmm.
with failure, with uncertainty and unknown.
Hmm.
A,
Hmm.
a trained mindset turns challenge into a direction
Okay.
instead of a threat. So
Good.
they are pulled in from a growth mindset.
Hmm. Hmm.
In hard set, I would say it regulates emotions.
Hmm.
Leaders who can process emotion without suppressing it or exploding it, make like clearer decisions
Hmm.
and sustain deeper relationships. And for health sets, of course, it protects the physical body or the physical engine that we are running on. We have the sleep quality here, we have movement, nutrition, and also the nervous system regulation
Hmm. Hmm.
directly determine how much uh, cognitive and also emotional capacity a leader
Hmm.
has available each day. And here we have, let's say, resilience.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And the last part is soul sets. Last but not least, of course, it's also important. So soul sets holds the why,
Mm,
the purpose.
mm, mm.
And when purpose is clear and alive, a leader can endure almost anything, honestly. And I have done that also.
Yeah, yeah,
But when
yeah.
it is absent, even easy success feels like hollow. And the integration of these four empires is what separates a sustainable high
Mm,
performance
yeah, yeah,
from
yeah,
brilliant short-term outputs followed by collapse. So there is the
yeah.
long term that we trying to build with the leaders,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
and there is the
mm-hmm.
short-term success that everyone is trying to do with the hustle culture.
Yeah,
So the
yeah.
key is this is the key, like key difference between the traditional coaching
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
also the four interior empires. So
Yeah,
building
yeah.
on a strong foundation for a long term
Mm-mm.
decisions. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's very making sustainability good. And that practical breakdown, I think, is very, very helpful because it
Yeah.
shows that it's the relationship between all of these inner foundations working together,
Mhm.
that makes leadership sustainable. So let's look at some practical steps for the viewers. So for someone watching this who feels that they are carrying too much, but they still have responsibilities to hold on to, what are three practical interior strategies that they can start using this week to reduce any destructive stress?
Okay. We uh, okay. I will start firstly by the easiest one
Hmm.
and the most powerful one that leaders and my clients have used, and it's had the most impact on their lives. I call it the 4 minutes interior audit. So
Okay.
every morning before the day takes over, before you take your phone, before you drink your coffee, just ask 3 questions. You
Yeah.
don't have to write it. You don't
Hmm.
have to, I don't know, to record it.
Mm-hmm.
You just ask three simple questions. How
Mm-hmm.
does my body feel right now?
Mm-hmm.
So it gives you this sense of presence.
Okay.
You're not thinking about the future or the past.
Mm.
What emotion is present right
Mm.
now
Mm-hmm.
also?
Mm-hmm.
And what is my energy connected to today? So you
Mm.
set this intention for your day, how you would like to feel. And this is, as I said, is not journaling. This is just a 5 minute check in.
Yeah.
So it can rebuild this interior awareness one day at a time.
Mm.
It
Mm.
becomes a habit. And for long term, as we have said, consistency
Mm-hmm.
built.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
second tool, I will say redefining one boundary this week. So it is built on awareness. So you are
Mm.
trying as a leader to catch yourself for one bad boundary that you are doing or
Mm.
bad thoughts that you are having
Mm-hmm.
for 1 week. And it is the easiest thing that a person can do. There is no need to journal, there is no need to record, and it doesn't take a lot of time.
Mm. Mm.
The whole week, choose one boundary that you want to take
Right.
out from your life.
Right.
This one boundary reclaimed is the beginning of sustainable architecture. So after a week, you have one, the second week, you have the second, and then you have more belief, more energy. You can do two a week, and then you go like this.
Mm. Mm.
And the last part, for sure, it will be related to soul set because I've seen many readers right now, they are really lost
Mm. Mm.
purposefully and they are more drawn to the material world and the external success. So reconnecting to our soul set
Right.
anchor is an
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
tool.
Yeah.
So you can write one sentence about why your work matters
Mm.
and focus on what is like what matters and not what it produces.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Okay.
So it's
Okay.
not a
Okay.
physical
Yeah.
material outcome.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a value outcome, we can
Yeah.
say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And you can read it every morning for 7 days.
Mm.
And this single practice reactivates the soul set part and transforms pressures into destructive,
Mm.
from destructive to directional. So you go from not being resilient, being rigid, and being in survival mode, you go directly to being directional and being more resilient to your pressure. So, as you have said at the beginning, the goal is not to remove the pressure or
Yeah.
say the pressure
Yeah.
is not
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
thing. It is
Yeah.
a good thing, but the way we are using it is the key right now.
It's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good. Thanks for those valuable, valuable insights. Because people do not just need awareness, but they sometimes need practical realities to begin with. So that's been very valuable.
Yeah.
So let's begin to close, Musab. On a closing reflection, what does sustainable high performance look like to you, not just in business or leadership, but in real life, also across facets of life?
Uh, the sustainable
Mm,
high performance is
mm,
not the absence of pressure.
mm-hmm,
So we can be coming back to pressure also. It is the presence of integration of the four
mm,
empires,
mm-hmm,
all
mm-hmm,
four empires working together,
mm-hmm,
not one empire carrying the weight of all the empires. So it would look like a leader who performs at the highest level and simply comes home to his family and being present.
mm.
That is priceless.
Yes,
And that I have
yes, yeah,
seen with my clients.
yeah, yeah.
Um, this leader also builds an organization and maintains their health, not only his.
Mm-hmm.
And this leader also pursues ambitious goals and stay connected to the meaning and stay in presence and not attached with the outcome. So they are
Mm.
enjoying the road to this goal.
Right, right.
And in my own life, sustainable performance began the day I stopped measuring success by external results
Yeah,
and
yeah.
started also building this
Mm,
interior
mm,
architecture that could actually hold those
mm,
results.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So finally, it's not about a destination.
Yeah.
It is a daily practice of
Mm,
integration.
mm,
The mindset sharp, heart set is open to
mm,
everything,
mm-hmm.
but attached to nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Health set is strong as our body, and the soul set is alive.
Alive.
So
Wonderful.
the goal is not to slow down.
Mm,
The pressure will not
yeah.
uh, slow us as for interior empires leaders. The goal is to build a strong foundation
Mm-hmm.
enough so the pace, this speed that we want to go with is no longer costing us everything in our
Mm,
life.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
we
mm-hmm.
are building from the inside and going to the outside.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well. All right, good stuff, good stuff. Thank you for that, for that wonderful insight into this conversation. So I'm going to come back to you in a moment. So just for your final word from you, and once again to share your contact details. But I think just want to say that what really stands out today is that stress it doesn't always look dramatic, like you said. It's not always like in the movies, doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it hides behind discipline or productivity, leadership and achievement. And that is exactly why more people need to understand the hidden cost of carrying too much stress for too long. Again, here at Global Village Media, we believe that health literacy includes helping people to recognize stress before it becomes damaging. And today's conversation has done exactly that. To everyone watching, especially if you're someone who is constantly performing, delivering, leading, or holding things together, please do not ignore the signs. Success should not come at the cost of your health, your relationship, or your inner stability. So, Mousaab, one final word from you, please. And also, once again, please share your contact details with the viewers.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. They can visit my website, mousaabkhaldi.com, or visit me on LinkedIn. I'm posting every day
Mhm.
lessons for new leaders so they can get the awareness first about
Mm,
their health, about the science, so
mm,
they will not be trapped in this roller coaster of success
mhm, mhm.
externally.
Yeah,
So thank you so much for the opportunity.
good. Thank you, man. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, everyone, for listening, for tuning in. And do remember that in a world where we can be anything that we want to be, let's remember to be kind to ourselves and be kind to others. See you next time.